Okay, so we use it. We use Paylocity for all of our payroll. Employees submit their expense records through the Paylocity portal. We also use the HR department uses Paylocity for interacting with with our staff. They through the community portal. We use the record keeping portal. We upload employee information for their employment files through Paylocity. We also use all the wonderful data metrics that Paylocity has. And so any type of data that we want, records or reports, we just go in and put in parameters and we will get a report. If we need any assistance, we'll just call the customer service representative and they will assist us in generating a report. So we use Paylocity a lot. Recently, we also use Paylocity for our employee engagement, where we did a survey through the portal with all of our employees, and we use that information to recognize and appreciate employees and also to improve areas that needed some additional support. I think for us, because the agency was not automated for so many years, one of the most useful aspects that I find as the executive officer that we use from Paylocity is the data metrics. We pull all sorts of reports that we use both for our clients and also when we're presenting to our board members and even to our vendors, like for insurance purposes, healthcare purposes. We pull data from Paylocity. So I think the fact that there's so many reports that can be pulled using the Paylocity portal, we at TAF has found that to be extremely helpful and useful in our business. So I think that initially when we became a client for Paylocity, there was lots of changes in terms of personnel, and so it was hard to have someone consistently assist us that was assigned to us, to our organization. Since the pandemic has subsided, that has improved greatly. And so now we have a dedicated Paylocity professional that assists our team with the help that we need. Sometimes because we are a specialized staffing agency, there are some things that Paylocity has yet to be able to help us with. One in particular is that when we are doing our merit salary increases for our staff, for some reason, Paylocity has not been able to write a program to allow us to have that as a part of the fully automated service that we have. So that's something that we would really like to be able to have Paylocity handle for us. And so we hope that eventually the technology will get there such that they can handle it for us. I would say a 10, yes. Well, yes, so we use Paylocity for all of our payroll, and then also it helps us to feed over into our accounting software for financial statements that we report to the board, and it's very useful for that purpose. In terms of services that it would not be great for, I think that if you are a much smaller entity, then Paylocity can be overwhelming because there's just so many different things that you can do for it. So you may need to work up to being able to use a system that's as robust as Paylocity. So prior to Paylocity, we were actually not, our payroll system was not automated. So that's the whole reason why we went to Paylocity. And so that's the comparison. We did everything using Excel, and or we did our financials using a different system. So no. So due to the nature of our business, it's very important that we contain costs as we manage the budget for our clients. And one of the things when I came on board as the executive officer, I noticed is that there was a lot of issues when it came to quantifying people's time and also having a good metrics on whether or not people were performing the duties or the amount of time that they said they were performing. So when using the Excel model, it was kind of like an honor system where they would just say, I worked this number of hours, and we would take that information and then pay based upon that. With the introduction of the Paylocity, what employees had to do was they had to clock in at a certain, at the start of their shift and then clock out at the end of that shift. And so that basically provided more integrity around the actual hours that were being worked. And so we also saw a dramatic shift in the cost to our clients because we were able to more carefully manage employees' time. So with the introduction of Paylocity, what we were able to do was we were able to streamline our payroll process. Prior to the introduction of Paylocity, it took us 4.5 days to process Paylocity. To process payroll. But when we introduced Paylocity, we can process payroll in we take 2.5 days, but we really can do it in a day and a half. So that was a huge improvement for us to be able to streamline the payroll process. The other benefit in having Paylocity is that we were able to better manage employees' time. And so that meant that we could provide our clients with a better indicator of what they were spending on labor. And so that was a huge benefit. We were also able to look at the data metrics from the hours that employees were working and advise our clients as to where they should expend more money and resources in terms of the needs that they need for staffing. So that was a huge benefit as well. So Paylocity's automation tools has greatly improved our efficiency on both the payroll side and the HR side. As I indicated earlier, our payroll process went from 4.5 days down to 2.5 days. So that was a huge time saver for us. And our payroll and finance people were able to expend their energies on other functions in their department. As it concerns our HR team was able to communicate more easily and effectively with all of our employees just by using the Paylocity community portal. So as opposed to sending people emails, through the Microsoft Office suite, we could just send a mass email through the Paylocity community. We also automated our records, so we no longer was drafting letters manually and then putting them into physical files. Now everything is electronic, so all of our records are electronic, and it just saves our HR team a lot of time, which enables them to focus on some of the other areas of growth and areas of interest that they have within the HR department. So Paylocity's employee engagement tools have been really, really effective, and not only allowing the HR team and the payroll team to interact with the employees, but also the employees have an opportunity, because they're all over the state of California, to really interact with each other. Like when someone's birthday occurs, there's a shout out for the birthday, so they get notified, and so we can reach out to the employee and congratulate them. We can congratulate them for a work anniversary. So it has really, really brought our workforce together virtually. in a way that we had not experienced prior to the introduction of Paylocity. Yes, it does. Yes, I am. Yes, it does. Not exactly, but they work very diligently with us to resolve all of the issues. Yes, I would. I mean, we use the Microsoft Office suite. We use a product called um, Accountingware, and now I'm drawing a blank. We use AI software, so we regularly use AI software as well.